Hi guys, this is Chris with the YouTube channel JustDIYChris, Just Do Yourself Chris. Today I'm gonna show you what I did with my pool deck. I don't have a video recording of it, but I took a bunch of pictures. So I'm gonna show you what I started with. Basically, I was resurfacing my deck because it was very rough, as you can see on this picture. Overall condition was okay, and but the rocks were sticking out. So I took a couple pictures of the process, and I'm gonna walk you through it, what I did, because like I said, I didn't record it at that time. And I'm sorry for the background noise, but I am in my car right now, so I apologize. I have a few minutes to record a video. So this is what I started with. These circles are anchors that attach the pool cover. So long story short, I got a quote. The guy told me, oh yeah, we can do it, $22,000, beautiful stone, we can beautiful concrete, we can do stamped concrete. 22 grand, man, that's a lot of money. So I decided to do the research and do it by myself. I didn't find anything online, so no YouTube videos or anything like that, so that's why I decided to record it now. Again, I was taking pictures as I was going. So this is what I started with. As you can see, condition, it's bad. It was very hard to even walk on it. Besides the fact that it was a little bit dirty, I had to do something with it. So I power washed the whole thing, and you can see how bad was it. So that's my pool. I started with covering all the corners and all the things with like a tape protected. And before that, I started removing the expansion joints, which I don't have a picture here, but there were wide plastic expansion joints everywhere, and basically they were cracking. So it was very bad. It looked bad. It's old style expansion joint. So the goal was to remove the old one, resurface it, and put a new caulking, which I have a video. You're gonna be able to see it. So again, there's a bunch of pictures. So this is my other side of the pool. In order to place the resurfacer, and I'm gonna show you the brand I used, you have to moist the area a little bit. So on the coping, as you can see here on the right hand side, I put a tape and I basically make it stand a little bit. So the concrete that I'm gonna overlay, it's not gonna flow inside the pool. So this is like a barrier I built from the tape, and I wetted the surface. It's supposed to be no standing water, but just moist, like you can see here. Those two circles, blue circles in the middle flag, are the ladder. So basically I cover everything, and if you can see here, if you really see the orange dots, after removing the anchors, I put the earplugs, basically piece of earplugs, foam. I put like 3 or 5, whatever I could fit, to basically protect, so nothing goes inside. And the overlay, it's only like a 1/8 of an inch, maybe a quarter. No, not even a quarter. It's less than that. I would say 1/8 of an inch, basically to cover the rocks. So this is the protection edge, and I marked all the locations of the thing, so yeah, I can see it when I'm gonna be removing. So once you place the concrete overlay, you just remove those plugs. We're using a screwdriver. And again, I apologize, there's a lot of noise. I'm in the car right now in the busy street. I mean, my car is parked, but I have a few minutes, so I thought I'm gonna record it. So all the background noise is just the traffic near me. I'm on the sidewalk. So that's how it looks like. Here I had some extra bucket rod, so I put it in the expansion joint. before I start laying concrete overlay resurfacer. The reason for that is because I don't want all that stuff to go inside. So this bucket rod is temporary bucket rod. It will be discarded once I'm done with each flag, and the best way to do it is to remove it maybe I would say 30 minutes after you place concrete, because the concrete is gonna harden within 20 minutes, and then you wait a little bit and then you remove it. You remove the bucket rod, you clean it. It's easier to do it immediately. If you do it next day, it's gonna be way harder. And one location I have to wait like 3 days because I thought it's gonna be easy removal. I had to grind it. So like I said, once you place the resurfacer, that will harden within 20 minutes. You can do the broom finish to smooth it out, and just remove the bucket rod with just pull it. So this is my edge when I started, so I cut off. This is the flag, and I don't know if you can see it, but under the diving board I have some cracks. So I don't think I have a picture here how I did it, but basically I chased the crack with the grinder, and I chased with the grinder, and I fill it with the concrete filler to fill the cracks. It's a regular, like a green ball. I think I use a quick rate. Color doesn't really matter, but I picked the color that matches the concrete. So you can see those orange dots. Again, these are the anchors after removing cap, and I filled them. So this is another view. I have a power wash here behind. So I cleaned each area right before placing it. I cleaned everything, but then once I got to 3 spots, to 3 flags, I'll basically power wash it and wash it away. Also here on the left corner, if you can see it a little bit, I have some areas that I need to fill with concrete, so I just use a regular concrete with no stone to basically fill all the deficiencies in the concrete deck. That's how it looks like, and this is already finished. Right before, see the bucket rod protected, right? So it's drying right now. Those white spots is just drying, slowly drying. So bucket rod is protecting all that stuff going inside, because I don't wanna dig it out. So I just filled it in temporarily, and then I just discarded bucket rod. So with one bag, 40-pound bag, I could use those. I can finish all those 3 flags, as you can see here. And this is a couple of minutes later, a couple hours later, it was drying. Alright, so this is what I used. This is a quick read, commercial grade concrete resurfacer. You see a squeegee. This is a bag that I use. And then I use concrete bonding adhesive from Quick Read. So the ratio, you need a bucket. I use like Lowe's bucket, a 40-pound bag. What do you have to do? You have to use like a screen, like a sieve. I took from my wife from cooking. She had like a big strainer, and basically you have to dump it because there are some clumps, and you don't want to mix that in, and you don't know how good the concrete is. I mean, the concrete overload is very good, but you don't want to risk what's inside. So before, you have to sieve it. I sieve it to another bucket, and then I poured it from the bucket to bucket. I used 1 gallon of that concrete bonding adhesive by Quick Read, and I added half a cup of water, and all that was being mixed with I have a electrical cord, power cord drill with the paddle, concrete paddle, and basically I did everything by myself. My mom was just holding or whatever, just helping me a little bit. I didn't have anyone else to do that work, so I did it by myself with my mom with a little bit of help. So if I told her to mix it, she would just press the trigger and mix it while I was pouring in. Concrete was already cleaned, meaning screened, and then we added that milky substance, which is the concrete bonding adhesive, and at the end we just top it off with a little bit of water and just mix it and then dump it. And I use the squeegee and I use the finishing broom for concrete to finish it all. That's how it looks like. That's next day, or even the same day, a couple hours later. So once you finish with broom, you're gonna have a little rough surface, which kind of you want, because it's around the pool, so you don't want anyone to slip. It's not a glass finish. You're not going for a glass finish. You want to have some you know, some surface to it. Later on, I use the sand grinder with a thick paper 60 grit. It's oscillating grinder, not rotating, oscillating. And I use sheets from Lowe's and basically grind everything. There's a lot of grinding, which basically knocked off those bigger bumps. So that's how it looks like. See here, bucket rod is removed already, and I already removed the plugs. It's very important to remove the plugs the same day. Some of them I couldn't find because I waited another day. I thought it's gonna be okay. So the best way is to remove it immediately. Once you pour it, wait a few minutes and just remove those caps, because you know where they are and you can see them. See on the right hand side here. And here I'm already walking on it, so this is next day. So here I'm preparing another section. See the crack? I filled it and I grind it later on. I waited. All the prep work needs to be done first. And my pool got dirty because we had a storm, so I didn't care about the pool at that time because I had bigger fish to fry, so I had to do the deck, so my pool was messy. But I protected all the areas, filled the cracks, grinded all the extra stuff that was on the cracks to make it smooth, and flush the surface. And again, all the expansion joints are already removed, which I don't have a picture because it's just a removal. And again, for that I use the angle grind combination of tools: angle grinder, hammer, flat screwdriver with the big head, and oscillating tool that you can buy that have different tips for plastic removal. And I just basically wedged it and I cut it out. That's more pictures. Here I fixed some concrete. I just used regular concrete, so I had a hole, so I just fixed it. Some more pictures. I'm just showing. The reason I took those pictures because I want to make sure. Then I realized after first day that I have a hard time finding those plugs. It was still possible, but if you overlay it, you're not going to be able to see them right away, and you want to walk on it. So I took pictures for a reference. And here on the right hand side you can see the squeegee and the concrete broom, and also the mixer attached to the. I used a hammer drill, without a hammer, just a drill, so I could just mix it because it's powerful. You want to get to the consistency of like a pudding, but again, if you mix 40 pounds screened of that concrete resurfacer, blue bag, you can go back on the video, 1 gallon of that adhesive and just a cup of water, and not even full cup, and I'm talking about 2 inches in the glass, 2 inches, maybe 3 inches of water in the glass, that's all. I had like a plastic cup, but whatever you use. I didn't mean the full cup. It's literally, I didn't measure it, but it's literally 2-3 inches. You'll see how it's getting. And I kept the same recipe all throughout. So this is just a picture for the reference, and you can see my hammer drill. That's Craftsman hammer drill with a concrete paddle. Again, pictures for the reference, so I know where the thing is later on, so I can find it. So this is the edge, old work, and this is the new work that I'm about to start. And again, I'm sorry for the background noise, but again, I'm working and I have a few minutes to do it. I'm in my car, so it's very loud. And again, we had a big storm. I didn't have a chance to fish out the leaves, and that was in May, so the pool was still cold. And we had a big storm and all the leaves fell in. Thank God there was no damage, but that's why the pool was dirty. I did it before the pool season. So I see all the blue tape to protect. Okay, so this is already poured. This is another, I think I used 2 bags here. I did the pool area and all the way here, and I had a skimmer covered, and now I just remove it. So once I poured it, I slowly start removing everything. So this is how it looks like, and then I start removing the backer rod. So this is already finished. So it's a nice coverage, right? Would you agree? Based on the pictures, I mean, go back on the pictures that I showed you a few minutes ago, before and after. It's a huge difference. And again, it's just very thin layer, very thin layer. Okay, it's drying, so I just took pictures from different angles. This is how much I got with 2 buckets, two mixes. This is how far I did. And this is another one I'm attacking. This is another day already, so that's why it was hardening, and I was preparing for those 2 flags. And this is my setup. So 1 bucket, I have screened already concrete resurfacer. I have a hose ready, clean water on the white bucket, and I have that milk. I call it milk, but it's not really milk. It's concrete. It looks like milk in the separate bucket. And then I have my paddle with the concrete, with the hammer drill set up on the it has more power. That's what I used it. That's what I had available. And basically, if you can see, there's a little cup in that white bucket. That's what I use. Like I said, a couple inches of water. So we screened. My mom helped me screen the concrete, so it's like powder, literally. So I want to make sure there's no. Sometimes I had a big clumps, and thank God I actually did it, because if I mix that in, can you imagine putting all those clumps on the concrete that you're trying to smooth out? So you have to do that step. That's a mandatory step. So once I have the powder screened, because it's like powder, there's no rocks. It's just basically sand and concrete in cement, and then you make a concrete. There's no rocks, and then you add it to the white milk, so to speak. You just dump it. My mom helped me mix it, and either dump it or mix it. We switched. So that's how it looked like. And then this is picture right before. Once you mix that concrete in, you have 20 minutes, and after that it's impossible to work it. So at this point I already have an idea how much I can more or less get from each 40-pound bag and a gallon of concrete adhesive. So I want to finish basically at least 1 flag, full flag, or 2 full flags. I don't want to stop halfway. So when I stopped at the expansion joint. And here on the bottom you see the big crack. That was a big crack, which I was able to cover. Later on in the video, the crack on the left, that little triangle, it still came out, but you know, it's very hard. And again, big mess around, but because I was doing everything. So the surface has to be clean and moist, not wet, not standing water. See, this is just right before I poured it. I used hose to just hose it off. Last more time, just missed it. Because what's gonna happen is, if you put it on the dry surface, you wanna make sure this sticks. So the adhesive, the milk, I call it milk, it basically what makes it stick. But you have to make sure it's not puddling. So you don't want to dilute it, but you don't want it dry either, because you would just soak it in. You want to make sure this is sticks. So what it sticks is the water and the concrete adhesive. And here I'm taking pictures of next section that I'm gonna do. See all those cracks were fixed. And this backer rod is a temporary backer rod. I see more concrete adhesive bowels on the top corner. See all those cracks. These are not expansion, these are cracks right by that black mat. These are all cracks I have to fill before. All the work, prep work, has to be done. Quality of the pool deck finish is related to the prep work. If your prep work is bad, this is not gonna fill a hole or a crack. So you have to do that. So if your prep is good, you should be fine. More pictures. See, this is temporary backer rod, And again, I took pictures for a reference, so I know where are the anchors. And I couldn't find some of them, but upper corner, you see that upper right corner, you see that patio umbrella. This area was already finished. This is next day, but I wouldn't put anything heavy because I had to refinish that later on, because it basically made a dent. Not a dent, but it basically made a stamp. So that wasn't a good idea. I didn't know. Next day I had to move that umbrella again and then finish it and move it back, although it was very heavy. So here, this is my tools. I have a like I said, squeegee, and I use a pull extension rod for my squeegee, because those, I want to make a nice even pulls in one direction. And I protected the fence, the bottom of the fence, because I don't want to splatter everywhere. So this was finished, and this has been standing for a day, I think. First day will be like this, it will be dark gray. So then I realized, oh my god, look at the first flags on the right corner up. When I did it the first day, that was the first day. Second day was by the on the right hand side on the diving board, which you cannot see here. It's on the right hand side. The next day was those two flags, and then I'm like realized, and it wasn't back to back either. So I would say next day when I was working on it, when I had time. So you can see the color difference. This is light gray, beautiful color, and this is dark on the second day after pouring those two flags. I'm like, is this gonna change, or what's gonna? And then slowly I have to move the furniture around, you know. That's what a diving board is, and the slide. That's the second day I did it. The first day was on the left, the second day was on the right, and then the third day was the two flags that you just saw. So this is just a prep work moving ahead. This is a yellow bucket. I used it. This is I didn't want to buy a full concrete. I just bought those little buckets because I didn't know how much I'm gonna use. I bought like 2 or 3 those little buckets. They are easy to handle. This is a quick read concrete. Basically this is what I used my repair with, for concrete areas that were chipped or missing or whatever, like a big ones, you know what I mean, like half inch deep or more basically. And this is an empty bucket, so right now I was just using for something else, but this is what I use. That's for the prep work. This is a blur picture a little bit, but I apologize, maybe I moved my camera, but this whole area was finished. You can see a blurry picture. Oh, there you go, that's a better picture. And again, on the left hand side, see, this is my expansion joint, so I have to work to the expansion joints. I don't want to stop in the middle of the flag and leave it dry and then come back next day, because there will be a joint. So I work from flag to flag to flag. I think here we used another three bags of concrete and milk mixtures, and we mix one by one. So already at this point I got confident. I was so confident I could mix 3, not at a time. You cannot use concrete mixer for it. You have to mix it individually. So I mix one, I poured, I spread it, I used the finishing broom. Then I mix another one, which was already screened, because the screening takes a long time. So I pre-screened 3 bags basically. And I even didn't have buckets. I use like a black garbage bags, and I pour it there. So I already have my measurement. I tied it, and then I just cut with the razor to open it up whenever I was ready. So I pre-screened 3 or 5 or whatever bags, and I already have my recipe, because you cannot change the recipe. I had the same recipe going from bucket to bucket to bucket to. I think I got, if I remember correctly, 18 bags of concrete I used. But I have a big area, so I got extra, and I can always return it. So I didn't know how many. I estimated, I think 15, but I used 18, so it's close enough. And I got again 18 gallons of concrete adhesive, that white milk, and 18 bags of concrete resurface, the blue bags that you just saw. So here I was already confident, but again I was working till 5 o'clock. This work was done in May, so the sun was up longer, but basically by 7 o'clock I was done, because it goes quickly. I mean, I did all the prep work. When I finished work at 5, I was working from home because it was COVID-19, May 2020, so I could just mix it and dump it. And mix it and dump it, mix it and dump it. An hour, 2 hours, I was done. And then on the right hand side here, you see I removed the tape on the coping on the pool immediately. I would say like within the next 30 minutes, basically I start removing stuff. The expansion joint, I already removed the temporary backer rod. So you have to do you have to have enough backer rod to do twice. That's why I got big spools of backer rod. And this is different angle. Different angle. Showing progress. Again, I didn't record because it's too much going on. I mean, recording takes a lot of time, and I'm doing everything by myself. So this is a big commitment, guys. Somebody was calling me. I apologize. I'm at work. And here, oh, this is an old picture. Yes, old picture. I was taking a reference. This is when my stuff was stolen. Yeah, because I couldn't find those anchors. So I took old pictures that I had in the library and I just a reference. Anyways, so this is the crack. And here I even start putting like shoes to try to see where it is before I poured. So I want to be able to find it. So those pictures are okay. Here I already start removing them. This is already getting dry. You have to mist it next day. So this is next area. I'm preparing for pour. So that's a big area also. All the cracks are filled, cured, grinded, prepped, washed, filled, whatever, and ready to do. I have big cracks here. See those lines? And look at the difference. Existing concrete on the right hand side and the new. It's a huge difference. I mean, I did everything for $600. Yeah, it was a lot of work, but you know what? 22 grand, $600. I will do it, no problem. So here I start measuring, so I know at least as a reference when the holes are. You can use backer rod pieces to see where they are. If you don't have the anchors, you're lucky. So this is just a reference, so I know where are they. So this area is finished. A blurry picture, I apologize. This area was finished. Here I used 5 bags. So this was easier, but it was a lot because I did all this area. And again, I removed the backer rod, temporary backer rod, whatever I could reach. If I couldn't reach, I came back next day immediately. And here I'm preparing for the next area. This is a patio area. See all the concrete mix, adhesive. I'm sweeping, cleaning. Yeah, taking picture of the expansion joint. And this is what I have. I mean, look at it. You couldn't even walk on it without getting hurt. Oh, this is like a panoramic view, but so I moved everything to the backyard because I have those gazebos, and I started prepping the area. There you go. So this is when I finished, and this is what I got: concrete resurfacer, quick read. I took picture of a couple bags, and concrete adhesive. So 1 bag of that screened, 1 gallon of this, and 3 inches of water in the cup. And squeegee and the rake. They show it, this actually goes underneath and you roll it, but I use it as a bonding agent. So this is where my patio is, and I protect the house. So I have to remove those gazebos. and I'm just taking picture right before I pour it. So what I'm standing on right now is already cured. Everything is moist and ready to take concrete. I'm just scrolling through the pictures. So this is already curing, and I missed it a little bit. This is the first area, and this is me working. Sorry, I'm without a t-shirt, but that's what I have. My wife took this picture. My mom is working there. It was hot, so this is how it is. It's like a smooth finish. You can pause the video and zoom in to see the consistency. I use a little brake to hold the paper tape because it was coming off. So you see me screening it. See, this is the consistency. My mom was cleaning the edges, and I was doing the main work. I was doing everything by myself. See, it looks like a butter. Actually, it's very soft. Maybe not butter, not a good thing, but again, she was cleaning the edges, finishing the edges, and I was doing everything else. And again, I was working within the flags. This is how it spreads, and I cover. And then this is the squeegee work, and then I use a broom. My wife took a picture. My mom was working with a small squeegee, so just like finishing edges, because I need to stay within the expansion joints, within the flag. I mean, that's pretty much it. See how much the existing and the new is huge difference. And I'm sorry without a t-shirt, but it was so hot. I mean, there was so much going on. And again, I'm just a homeowner, so I just need to have it done. So my mom is finishing. I'm pulling here. It's very fine film, very small fine film, and this is finished. I already removed the expansion joints, and I put the gazebos back on. I have the garden hose lying here, so make a little discoloration, but that disappeared. This is just a stain, but it's nothing major. It's just basically water spilled. So once this is dry, it will go away. It's not a big deal. And this is the previous areas, the remaining areas, everything else. And now this is a new backer rod, which is on the roll. So once I removed the temporary backer rod, which was all dirty and concrete, I removed it, and I basically took care of it. Put a new one. That's what it is. So on it was so deep that on the bottom I used like a half backer rod, and on top I put a whole one, because it just has basically spacer. See, I'm putting it in here. I use a screwdriver, flathead screwdriver, to tuck it in. I'm putting in. Oh, I can't flip the picture. So this is it. That's how it looks like once it's in. And this is the last picture. So I have about half an inch from the top of the backer rod to the surface, and this is the maximum you can go. And this is hold on, it's a SikaFlex. What did I use? Let me see, I have it written down here. SikaFlex1a 20-ounce sausages. I use a limestone color, and I got a box of them, 20. But I'm actually doing this work right now. It's October, and I'm just going back with the pictures to show you what I did before the season. I couldn't do earlier because my kids were, using the pool. So I used that, and actually today I just placed an order for another batch, another case of the SikaFlex1a limestone color, because it's not enough. I have about 500 linear feet, so it's easier for me to get it by box, 20 ounces each, and there are 20 of them. So that's pretty much it. This is the last picture, and right now I'm gonna, guys, take you to the video, and I'm gonna show you the process, how it was done. So I hope you enjoyed it. That's how I did it. Again, I don't have a video because it's a lot. I'm doing all by myself, so you can imagine, but you can see the condition before and after. And in the video I'm gonna show you how to put an expansion joint the right way, so it's not messy, not sticky, and it's nice and clean. All right, guys, please like, subscribe, comment, and I think this is the only video that shows you beginning to the end in detail like that. So I hope you have appreciation for that. So please comment, like, subscribe, share the video. And I don't make any money on it, but I thought I'm gonna show you how I did it. Maybe I'll go viral, maybe not. So that's pretty much it. And yeah, these are my notifications. Enjoy the video. Thanks, guys. Hi guys, this is Chris with YouTube channel JustDIYChris, Just Do It Yourself Chris. So today I am going to show you how to do expansion joints. So this year, the dogs are barking always here, I don't know. So this year what I did, I resurfaced my pool, which I didn't record the video, but it came out really nice. And just basically the problem that I had was the rocks were very profound. You could see them. So what I did, I checked on YouTube and I couldn't find anything how to fix it. But then I went on email, on the other websites and whatnot, and I found a resurfacer. So basically I skim coat my entire pool area. Sorry for the dogs in the background, it's my neighbor. So it came out really nice. I have anchors here for the it's my pool. It's the end of the season, October 5th, I'm sorry, 2020. So so I have anchors here for the pool cover. They're all around. You can see them, black dots. So what I did was I removed every single one of them, and basically I put a piece of backer board that I rolled it and I plugged it in. So when I was doing skim coating, I would protect it and then I would just pop it out. So this is how I take care of it. Here, expansion joints, the old expansion joints, they're all plastic. So the house was built in 1979, came with the pool, and the problem I had, they were like plastic pieces and they were cracking. You put a chair on top of it, and it would just crack. So what I did was I just removed every single one of them, which it's a lot of them. I think it's like 500 linear feet of them all around, because I have here, and I have this grill area and the patio area. It's all around. So some of them are doubling here, tripling. I mean, it's a lot of them, as you can see, right? So so that was a lot of work, but I use a grinder, I use oscillating tool, some dirt leaves. I use a grinder, oscillating tool, just to get it out, and I cleaned it out. And again, I don't have a video, but because at that time I didn't think that would be important. But then when I was finishing work, I realized I couldn't find anything on YouTube to do that. I got a quote for this whole area, $22,000. I did for $600. Yeah, it was a lot of work, but it wasn't really that bad. I did 2-3 flags at a time, and continue. So that's how I did it. In the meantime, I have to seal the cracks. There was one crack here, so I used that crack filler from Home Depot and from Lowe's for concrete. So I just chased the crack and I filled it. So it came out really nice. You can really see it. Here's a little crack that comes out, because fixing the crack, even with that, it's very, very tough. But I'm okay with that. It doesn't bother me. I was thinking to add a color dye to concrete, but the problem is, since I was working basically by myself, My mom was just helping me. I could do 2 flags at a time, and if I do 2 teaspoons or 5 teaspoons of dye, if I go to another day and another day and different day, I did it basically in the week, 5 days when I was working from home during COVID-19, and you know, I could do one at a time, and I was afraid that if I mix each batch, it will be different color. At the end, it will look like a freaking rainbow. So I opted out. I basically kept the concrete color instead of having different colors depending how I poured. So and then that was done basically in June. Right now it's October. The reason I didn't finish this until now, and I will show you how I did this, was because, you know, it was a pool season and kids were playing. My kids were splashing water. Trust me, there was more water outside the pool than inside the pool. So this has to be dry. So now, since we are in October, I could finally do work because nobody's gonna go inside, and it's about the time to start closing the pool. So I have to clean those wood leaves and whatnot. So that's why I decided to do it now, wait, and basically finish it. I had to do this work when I had manpower, meaning just my mother, which she was just mixing. I mean, just giving me the bags, pouring inside rather. So with the bags, let me ask you. You can comment or you can ask me a question, which specifically I took pictures. It's basically blue bag resurfacer. What I did was the ratio was this: 1 bag of resurfacer to 1 gallon of the concrete adhesive. No water, just this much water, and basically mix it all up and pour it. This would basically harden within 20 minutes, and 1 bucket was enough for start here up to here, if I remember correctly. So I did those 2-3 flags first day, which was nice. And then again, the ladder wasn't here. This was all plugged. This was removed. And I used a temporary backer rod to basically fill it. So when the stuff overflow, I took it out, I cleaned the edges. So I have a nice clean edge. I'll show you what I mean by that. So this is my pond, I'm still working on it. I just put a mesh, if you wonder what is that. Right now, I'm just preparing. I put the mesh so the leaves are gone. Anyways, so here we are. So this is the area that I didn't finish yet, and I have to fix it. But basically, once this is done and everything is cleaned, this is how it look like. I have to just vacuum this out before I lay the caulking. Right? You put a backer rod, and this is what we need to this job. I got a big spool backer rod. This is you have to get bigger than the crack that you have to fill. So mine, it's 3/4 inch. All right, and again, it's all of them. This is work in progress, so I'll show you. So since I have so many of them, I went on the internet and I found this guy. It's a SikaFlex1a. It's a 91007 limestone color, and you have a lot number, whatever. This comes basically like sausages. Why I took those? I took those because they're cheaper and bigger than regular tubes. Plus my Home Depot didn't have it. I needed a lot of them. So this, I mean, 20 of them. It has 600 milliliters. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 left. That means I used 9 already. And I'm recording this video. About this. I hope it's enough. If not, I just buy it. Then I got this gun. And this is Cox gun. There's a tube that goes here, which I'll show you in 2 seconds. It's a very nice gun. You basically put a sausage in, and then it has a big opening, and you fill it. Next, in order to do cracking, because this is actually about filling joints, so backer board, because you have to fill in. It's too deep. The cross crack suspension joints are too deep. You cannot just fill it all the way. You have to fill this, Then I'm gonna use this 409, and this video is not sponsored by anyone, so this is all products I pay by myself. Nobody give me a penny. This basically prevents from sticking to fingers and to anything else. I'll show you how this works. I got a Sika sand. This is the Sika sand I got. Okay. There's no sticker here, but basically what it is, it's like a very fine pure sand. It's actually used for kiln. Also, I'm gonna be using this tape, which is I think the model number here, 2097 Scotch tape, outdoor. I got a couple pieces of wood and I taped it. This is like a scrap wood I had, and I taped it, and I'll show you how this plays and where it comes. And I have old coffee, and I just make a couple holes and put a sand. This is how the sand looks like. It's very fine. It looks like sugar. Also, I have my shop vac, of course. I have a hammer, and I have those tips, which I'll show you in 2 minutes. And this is my garbage area. So this one I just finished literally 2 seconds ago. It's nice. As you can see, it's very soft. Okay, this was just finished. So the wood I use here on this outside, so it doesn't overflow, because this expansion joint caulking, it's now non-flowable, because the slope here, it's sloping down a little bit, not much, a little bit. I would say 1/4 inch per 5 feet, maybe even more. But the bottom line is, if you get flowable next morning, all this is gonna be puddle here. So I got a non-flowable. I got little boards to hold it in place, and then I would just cut it. So when I finish this is how the finished burner looks like. That's why you sand, so it's not so shiny, and it basically blends in. This is hard. This is hard. This is 1 week old. I did a couple pieces last week. This I still have to cut with a utility knife. So this is all done. This is just to hold so it doesn't spill over. I don't know. I did it. Do you have to do it? Probably not. This is how I do it. Okay. Another one. So this is a finished product. Looks very nice. It's let me test it with my. This is hard. And this is done. Up to here. Since I have all those lines and connected, I have to do it in one shot. So I decided to record this video, and I'll show you how to do this. If you have any comments, questions, please comment, subscribe, like, share this video. I don't make any money on this, and I don't even have to share this with you. But when I was trying to do this job myself, the guy told me 22 grand. I said, you know what? Just gonna do it myself. I don't have 22 grand for this job. I can use 22 grand somewhere else. So I use 600 bucks. So if you want more details, comment, like. If you subscribe, ask me a question, I'll respond. So I did the resurfacing, and now I'm filling the expansion joints. If you have any questions, ask me, and again I will show you, give you all the information. What else? So let me show you, this is my slide for kids. They enjoyed it. And again, it's October 5th today, 2020. I did the job originally resurfacing in May. Everybody was asking, oh, it's gonna start peeling and cracking. No, it didn't. And I'm gonna wait through summer and winter, and it's not gonna peel and crack or flake or anything like that. So it's very nice. 600 bucks a week. And a week just because I was working till 5 o'clock. So basically I poured this beat after 5 till 7. I don't know the square footage, but it's kind of big. What else? So you know what I need. You need for this job, obviously, a bunch of paper towels, because it gets sticky on your hands a little bit. But with the soap, it helps when I show you how to do it. Alright, so for this portion of the video, that's pretty much it. Let me just show you here. So this is set up. I taped both sides. I first of all I vacuum, then I tape both sides. I tape it off so it doesn't get on my coping, and I tape the edge, and I put a little plank, I hammer it a little bit heavy. So now this is all taped. I use those big plugs and I cut it very wide. It's literally so wide, it's probably inch wide opening. It's a big boy. Now those little ones from Home Depot you buy, it's good for caulking, I don't know, nail head. I'm filling a lot of volume here. So this is my mess box. So when you put a tube in, when you take it out, when you all squeeze it, this is how it looks like. It's a little compressed tube. This is the old one from the previous day. Here's my son Alex. Yeah, I'm fixing the expansion joints, but be careful, okay? No, because this is very soft.
You did all that?
Yeah, I already did that.
Today?
Yes, but I'm recording a video right now, okay? All right, so let me finish it. Thanks. And by the way, what's your YouTube channel name?
Flipper.
What is it?
Flipper the gymnastics trick.
Okay, we're gonna give thumbs up to Alex on his YouTube channel.
And don't forget to subscribe.
And don't forget to subscribe, exactly. All right. You got it, Alex. See, I give you a plug here in my video. So once this is taped, I'm gonna fill it, and then once it's filled, I'm gonna spray with soapy water. Put some soapy water on my hand, and then I'm gonna start laying with my fingers. I'm gonna go smoothing out, and then once I'm gonna start peeling, I'm gonna peel tape inside, not outside. Inside. Pull it. I will show you how I do it. He's jumping on the trampoline. He's going to gymnastics, so it doesn't matter. Inside. Why inside? If you do it outside, which I did a mistake, all those, whatever it's overlapping right now, it's gonna spill on the good area, and you don't want that. You're gonna have messy. If you do on the inside, whatever it's outside of the tape will fold in inside, and then you spray it a little bit more and you taper it, and then you put sand on top of it, and you're done, like I did here. You cannot overdo on the sand, meaning you can put a ton of sand and it wouldn't matter, or maybe a ton wouldn't, but you know what I'm saying. So any excess of the sand will basically just blow. You can blow it up, and in 2-3 days, it's gonna start getting hard. Then you can just remove it. But it doesn't bother me. Who cares? There's a lot of sand here. So the only thing is you have to watch the weather, because this, once you lay it, it's very soft and tacky. Look at how sticky this is. You can even touch this, and I'm gonna show you how to lay it professionally without getting too messy. A little messy, yes, but not too messy. So once you lay it, it takes about 3 days, and right now it's about 60 degrees Fahrenheit. About 3 days to get it semi-stiff, and basically the whole week to cure, just like it on the label. So that's how it works. This is my mess box. So I have the box ready, just because everything is very sticky, and I'll show you how to do it. I'm gonna show you one from the beginning to the end. This one already started because I have a leftover tube. I finished this one and I have some left over. So on one tube I can do that and this. Can you imagine how much caulking goes here? So this, it's only 1/2 inches deep, okay? Because everything else, it's filled with the backer rod. This is probably 2 inches deep all the way. You cannot do that. You need a backer rod. And yeah, I filled it in, and actually I cut it. If you can see, it's not full circle. I cut it in long ways because it was too high. So I put one on the bottom and one on the top. So I put like 1/2 and 1/2, and like, you know, it was a little play, but I want to have the right height and right thickness. So that's how it looks like. I'm gonna show you a process from the beginning to the end. And again, this one's already started, so I'm gonna prepare this guy behind me. Right here, from the beginning to the end, and we're gonna caulk it. We're gonna caulk both of them at the same time. I'm gonna finish this, finalize it, and then go to the other one. So I have my stand here, and I will show you how this is done. Okay, you have an idea? So that's the plan. 500 feet or more of expansion joints around the pool. That's the job. I think I talked about everything. Sorry, this is non-cut video. I'm just telling you what I have. If you have any questions, just ask me. Like, comment, subscribe, and share the video. And please, you know, subscribe. I mean, those guys, I have content on my video. Double check my library. I actually do stuff. Not just do whatever and have 5 million views, which I would like to have, but my thing is content. And one more thing I want to show you, which is not related to this. Talking about having guts. Yeah. 2 days. Rip it out and type it. I do myself. Okay. All right, let's set it up. All right, I hope you can see the whole joint, expansion joint. So this is how we're gonna do it. I'm gonna show you step by step. So first thing, I hope you can see me. Expansion joint runs from here to the end. First thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna vacuum. You don't want any debris inside. I hope you can see that. And again, I'm working by myself, so that's what it is when you work by yourself. Piece of wood with tape. The reason I did it because I don't want this to overflow. Maybe you don't have to do it. But I did it. Just put it in. Okay. I had the sausage ready. Okay. I'm gonna vacuum again. Screwdriver to pick up whatever I can read. The joint is nice and clean and dry. So I was trying to do this work in the morning. I have to wait. I'm using 2 backer boards because the joint is so deep. This one is cut. I don't know if you can see it, but it's cut in half. Actually, probably a quarter. And I use a screwdriver, push it in. Let me move this on the way. It goes side flat side up, and the rounded side down. And I also have a piece of extra bucket board, which is like a foam. And I'm gonna cut it to the size and push with my screwdriver. Okay. And for this one, it's also bucket board. It's a little trimmed. You maybe don't have to trim it. And don't pull it, because if you pull it, it will shrink. So whatever it is, it is. I need a small piece to push it in. Hopefully you can see it. I think you can. Okay. So this is about 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch deep. Right now, I'm getting, where's my tape? It's right here. I'm use a tape to tape it off because I want the suspension joint in the crack and not all over the place. So I'm just gonna have a nice start. There you go. As I have this, just double check if you can see it. I think it should be okay. You have an idea, right? What I'm doing, and I'm gonna cut it. That's one end. I'm gonna press it with my hand. And this is another half on the other side. It's dry and clean. Nice sunny day. Okay, I'm gonna use a small piece right here to protect my coping, and this is already ready. Take the sausage, put in the gun, take it out the outside, and cut it off. You can just poke the holes, but I just cut that tip because it's like sandwich with a piece of tape. Okay, let me get my tip behind me. Okay, hopefully you can see it. I should be okay. Let me move it to the side. I don't need this anymore for now. I'm just gonna show you one expansion joint, and obviously I'm doing every single one of them. About 12 tips. They basically go on the end. Where is my piece that goes on top of it? Right next to me, of course. This inside, this is already open, and this is screw in, and this is ready. So I have two joints prepared, this joint and the joint behind me. I am working from left to right, but you can work either way. I'm working left to right because I'm right-handed. It's just easier for me. I don't know, my preference. Just double check the tape. Tape sticks fine. This is the tricky part. I'm gonna use the soap, but not right now. Not here. This has to stay dry. I'm gonna use soap on that because I don't want this to stick to this. Or it's still gonna stick, but at least I'll. And then press it and pull it. Can you see it? I think you can. Press it and pull it all the way. I have to get started. Okay, now I see it's coming. So, and I'm keep pushing it, forcing down and pressing and pulling as I go. Whatever stays on the tape, I'm okay with it. You saw before the sausages were sitting on my bench box, getting warm because there's a minimal and maximum temperature. Today's a sunny day, but it's only like 60 degrees, so they're nice and warm, but not too hot. That's why I couldn't do it in the season. Plus, my kids want to use the pool, and when you have two kids, try to tell them they're not going to be able to use it because I need this to dry. Good luck. So here we are a couple months later, which is fine, but I need to close the pool soon, so this is the time to do it. And believe it or not, it's done all the way in. This is how many of them are gonna go. So, and when you come out, take out, make sure you don't make a mess. And you can just pop it. And this is nice and dry. I mean, from the bottom. That's why I cut it open. You can make poke holes, but I want to have a nice plug. I hope you can see it. Nice plug. So it comes out clean. This is very clean. So that's garbage, and that's ready for the next one. There's a blue plug here, special for sausage type of caulking with a soft tubing. You can do it with a hard tubing, but it's gonna be more expensive, and you're gonna need, I don't know how many of them. You have to do math, figure out what's the coverage, how many you got. So this is the sticky part. This is the interesting part. Normally, if you did this, it looks bad, and you cannot even finish this because you can't even touch this because it's so sticky. That's why I use my soapy water, which is 409. And again, this is not a sponsored video. Nobody gave me a penny. Maybe one day. So I'm using this because it's soapy. So I'm gonna spray it on top and spray it on my hand, and then I'm gonna be able to touch it and start finishing it. Again, this is the way I do it. I don't care how other people do it. I'm sure maybe there's a better way, but that's what I do it. So now I have nice and soapy hand. I have a paper towel in hand, and now I can start touching it. Look at that. So what I do is gently, it's still sticky. Gently, anything excess I have to remove, but I try to lay it flat, and this is gonna be a few minute process, but at least you can work with it. You can touch it. Right now I'm working with my middle finger, pressing down. Okay, and again I'm using one hand, the other hand is nice and dry and clean. Edge, if I need more I can just spray it, wait a second, and tap it. That's why this piece of wood comes handy. Okay, so up to here, up to halfway, it's pretty much done. And I'm gonna show you before I put sand what I mean. So this takes all the time, and with 500 feet that I have, it's definitely a fun way to spend afternoon. I took a day off today because I want to work on that paper on the house, but okay, this is it. So excess, wow, it's hot. Well, from the sun. I'm just gonna clean it. Okay, now if you need to add more, you can add more. You just plop it. If you add too much, you can remove it, and I'll show you how to remove it. Let's say this area has too much. I'm just gonna press it deeper, and I'm gonna remove it, whatever doesn't fit. I think this is good. And before I take the sand, I put a sand, I'll show you guys. I'm gonna hold the camera. So that's what it is. And again, you work like a fourth. It's nice and smooth, and you can touch it, you can work with it. I have a little accident here. I'm gonna try to clean it. So the tape is to protect, but again, little accident, and it's gone. Make sure you have plenty of paper towels. Okay. Okay, on top. I just want to make sure it's nice finish. Okay. And again, I'm just gonna show you one. Obviously, I'm gonna have fun finishing the rest. alone. This is a little bit heavy here, so I'm gonna press with my finger and remove it. And then I'm gonna smooth it out. Yeah, that's way better. Yeah, way better. Here's, I have a little blob also. Okay, I think I'm good. Okay. Yeah, paper towels, right? You just want to have a surface, because once I rip the paper, not the paper, the tape, I'm not gonna be able to finish it that easy. I think there's a piece of paper here. Okay, I'm good. Let me just run it one more time. Okay. And there's a piece of paper here. See how sticky this is? But then I can finish this still. I can work it as long as I need to. There's no set time. I mean, 3 days. Okay, I'm done. I'm gonna clean my hands. And I'm gonna rip the tape out. First, I'm gonna remove this tape. And it goes into my garbage pile. And then I'm gonna rip this tape in and fold it inside. And this tape, fold it on everything. I'm folding on the inside. I'll show you. Okay, see? I'm dragging towards it because there's a silicone on top of it. And I don't want it to go on the concrete. I want it to go on the folded on the caulking. I made a mistake. I folded the other way. It was a mess. 1.5 inches on the other side. You don't want that. And now I'm gonna use this tape. Remove this tape rather. Just okay, and fold it inside towards the tape, towards the caulking. Grab it inside and into my garbage pile. Okay, so now you have thick edges. We're gonna fix them, and if any silicone spilled, you want to clean it as soon as possible. Oh, this is from the tape. Okay, it's not sticky and it's gonna go away. So now I'm gonna take care of those folds and flatten them. That's why you don't want to put too much. So I'm just gonna run smoothly and flatten them. And now you're working without a tape. I'm just gonna fill those ridges and make sure it's flat. I'm just working with the first finger right now. Okay, this is getting sticky, so I use soapy water. Okay, this takes time. I mean, that's what it is. Okay. drop it. This is not sticky. And I'm gonna smooth it out. Okay, I'm good. I have a little bit extra here. I'm happy with this. I'll show you in 2 seconds. Give me a few minutes. Let me just finish this. Okay, this is a nice joint. And I have some mess here. So I'm just gonna remove it. Okay, maybe I can even use like a brush. One thing with the sausages, whatever, if you start, you have to finish the same day. Because if you don't, it's gonna get dry, it's gonna be garbage. So I have one behind me still I have to do. So now this is pretty much done, and I'm very happy with it. Although I have a little spill. So let me unplug it from my stand, and I'll show you what I have. I don't know. I think this is it. Skin's good. So now what I'm gonna do, where's my sand? I'm gonna dump sand. You don't have to. If you're happy with that look, shiny look, it's okay. Sorry if you can't see it, but I'm doing everything with one hand. So this, you can even overdo it, doesn't matter. And now you just work it. It's still very soft. And if you have excess, it's just gonna go away. Don't work sideways, works long ways. I'm not pressing, I'm just gliding. And that's pretty much it. It's wet, it's not gonna go away now, but this is the finished joint, guys. I hope you like it. This is my process. Sorry this video was a little bit longer, but that's the process. Again, please like, subscribe, share, comment. I always respond. And if you want to know about resurfacing, I'll let you know what you need. And this is pretty much, you can find it everywhere. Thank you. I hope you liked it. I have still a lot to go, so let me go. Especially that guy behind me. I ran out of the caulking. I just did this part at the beginning, and now I have to finish the rest. Alright, that's the process, guys. That's how you do any expansion joints. I don't care if it's by the garage or whatever. It's the proper way. Look at my hand. Yeah, it's a little bit dirty. But because of the soapy water, it's not that bad. I can touch it. Before, I couldn't even tap it. Thanks, guys. Thumbs up from me. Let me know if you liked it.